Where do many people go wrong in their personal development or even spiritual development journey? One of the biggest problems and challenges that I've seen, I find with people, is there's a couple of them. One is that they're doing development or growth or spirituality on the wrong foundation. So you've developed and created an identity, a personality, who you think you are. And I believe this is a false personality. It's not the true you. Why? Because it carries beliefs that you created when you were 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. And that created a filter in your mind to perceive the world. You inherited family patterns from your parents and behavior patterns and habits from them that might not necessarily serve you. They belong to previous generations. You might have created or suppressed certain emotions. You might not. You might have certain judgments and misperceptions of the world. And as a result of that, it shrinks and minimizes and creates filters in your mind that you're not able to perceive clearly and accurately the world around you. So what you see is a filter based on your experiences, not based on the true you. And so you go about trying to fulfill yourself or trying to build yourself based on a false persona, based on a person, a character trait, a behavior, actions, who you believe you are. That's not the true foundation of who you are. And that's where most of us go wrong, that we add all these tools, we have all these great experiences, all of that, but it's working on the false persona, not the true you. That's why we get to a point at the end of the personal development, at the end of a spiritual journey, not the end, but at some point during the journey, we experience something's not working for me. I don't feel fulfilled. These practices that I'm doing aren't hitting the spot that I expected to. Yes, I felt some joy, some liberation, some nice experiences. I experienced myself on a whole different level, but something's still missing. And that is the core. That is the foundation of who you are. It needs to be addressed. And in order to get to and connect to that foundation of who you are, we need to clear out the belief systems. We need to clear out some of the core aspects that you've inherited that are not really you. So there's a stage of removal. There's a stage of removal of who you're not, of aspects that you've taken on that you're not. Even your spiritual beliefs, even your personal development beliefs. So those might need to be challenged. And once you challenge the foundation of who you are, you're able to settle into who you truly are. And that is a profound experience. It's a profound journey, and it's a journey you can only undergo when you let go, when you fully let go of who you think you are. And for that to happen, you need a guide to take you to places that you don't know exist inside of yourself, because there's defense mechanisms to prevent you from going deeper. There's emotions that you don't want to connect to that you don't even know are there. There's distractions that you've created for yourself that when you get there, you hit the distraction and you disappear somewhere else into a nice, comfortable, energetic space, but that's not the place you're looking to go. But once we remove that, once we take the distraction out the way, once we take this false persona out the way, once we remove all the debris, then the most difficult journey begins. Going through an empty space, which is a place many of us don't want to go, a place we're afraid of. But once you're guided through that empty space and taken to the place where you feel home, you connect to a presence that you haven't experienced in a long time. And the connection to that presence makes you feel at home, makes you feel, wow, there's nothing to do, there's no one to be, there's nothing to act or pretend or show the world. You can just be yourself. And that is true liberation. And that is the path I'd like to walk you through. That is the path that many of my students go through on a journey of truly finding themselves. And it's a gift that I have, that I've taken a number of people through. And I'd love the opportunity, if this is the journey you're desiring to undergo, to take you through that as well. Many few people choose to go through that journey because you need to let go. There's a death of the ego that's required. Many people misunderstand what the death of the ego is. They think you got to get rid of who you really are, that you got to rid of aspects, but they're missing shadow aspects that you actually got to integrate. There's a letting go of who you're not, but there's also an integration of aspects that you deny, that you push away. And only once we integrate all your parts can you become whole. And can you sink in to that part that's an undeniable presence of who you are. So this is where many people go wrong, and they never really find themselves outside. But you can undergo a very simple, practical, real journey to truly connect with yourself. And if you're interested in something like that, please feel free to reach out and we can have a conversation about it. My name is Matteo Galatis, and I'm here to support you to connect to who you truly are.